Welcome, guys, to episode 30. Ryan's back, finally.
Yes.
It was a little awkward last week, but
Yeah.
hey,
Good.
we got her done.
Pretty good.
Felt weird every time I had to take a drink. I was like, no one's talking.
Right.
But
Quickly drink those.
Yeah. So we're excited. Again, we're doing a new thing. Again, this wasn't live. This is recorded. We just want to not get interrupted. Talk to Matt. Actually, he's like, yeah, dude, do that. Like, it's not like I'm like. He understands going live is fun and stuff, but
Yeah, it is cool because sometimes you guys can interact with us like live and ask us stuff, especially during like the high school season. A lot of the boys like to watch, like, ask stuff or chime in and stuff like that. So it's nice for that. But yeah, when you always have technical difficulties, it's so annoying.
Yeah, so it is what it is. But I think we'll like it this way, and hopefully maybe we have to switch to a Wednesday night. So record Tuesday, go Wednesday, whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll
you could even I was thinking. I brought up the weekend.
Yeah.
Do it on the weekend if there's time,
Yeah. So we'll test things out, and hopefully we can figure this out. The season's coming to an end pretty quick, and then we'll kind of regroup and figure out how we want to pursue the coming season and in the off season. And before we even get to talk about that, what I wanted to do in the off season, I can finally do. Capital City Rock Sports are finally back up. We're super excited. I've been already watching some highlights.
Yeah, I haven't seen any, but I gotta go in there.
I'm excited. So my plan is to kind of rewatch the games at State this last year, and I don't want to say make a top 10, but I want to just highlight some of those videos, some good saves, good goals, things like that.
Yep.
So so I'll get into that and start watching some highlights on that. But I'm excited to do that on the off season to showcase the guys that are still playing and the guys that are leaving. So exciting things.
Yeah, it's good to get them to get their YouTube channel back, especially before the season starts next year.
Yeah, and again, I can finally rewatch the heartbreaking of us. Yeah. I loved it. That was a great game again. But
still, man, a fantastic game. 3 goals.
Yeah. So. But yeah. Anyways, we'll jump right into it to another topic now with the Lumberjacks.
Yeah.
Carter's first year. He's at the finals, dude. They start this Friday, the May 9th. Man, dude, they've only lost one game.
And they're playing. What is it? Waterloo? Is it Iowa? Iowa, Waterloo. I believe.
Waterloo. They're the underdogs. They have to go on the road first, and
do have a better record. Hot. But yeah, they have been absolutely hot. They've only lost the one game, and that was in the second round, or no, the first round, second game, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Second game, and then after that, they've swept the last 2 series.
Yeah, I looked last week. I was gonna make a clip of it, but I said this in the video where I looked at the stats, and out of the top 5 skaters with the points, I was like, oh, yep, 5 of them. The 5 are all Lumberjacks. I'm like, no, it was false. 4 out of the 5 were Lumberjacks, which is crazy to think. And that was a couple weeks ago now, but I'm assuming top 5 is probably all them now.
Right.
But, dude, they have been hot. Carter's got an assist in one of the games, the last series. They've just been on a tear, and hopefully they can bring that back, and
everything's clicking, man. It sounds like it's their year. Hopefully the break didn't hurt them too much, to where
it probably felt good.
Those series were back to back, so like they were in the zone, and then kind of momentum dies down, having that little break, but we're gonna play it for the cup.
Yeah, so it's fun. I'm tempted to buy that floor
just for the cup
to watch that.
I know.
It's pretty exciting stuff. So, I'm not. I'll probably message Carter here coming soon just to wish him luck. And then probably after that series is done, we'll hopefully get him on for one last time. And
tell him that we can. Now we can be awesome. We can ask him how was it, the journey through it all, because that's a first-hand experience for him.
Yeah.
And to go through that as a rookie, that's gonna be awesome.
100%. So we're excited for that. So. We just want to make sure he's focused, team's focused, and hopefully they can bring home that cup. And
bring the hardware home.
And that's really dope.
It's awesome.
That's really dope.
Especially his first year, man. That just makes it. Just stuff like that, man. It's makes you want to keep playing. Keep going on, dude. It's like stories like that.
No matter what, dude. That's what you want to win. And every league you play, you want to win the state tournament, the the Clark Cup, the Stanley Cup,
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. You always want to win that cup. So, really cool, really exciting, and yeah, Carter, good luck, my guy, and to the Lumberjacks as well. Good luck to all you guys.
For sure.
Bring home the cup, man.
Yeah. Bring home to Michigan.
So, we'll hop into the NHL. Big, crazy series.
First
round
round's
one.
done.
Round one, yeah, that round one was nothing like
best ever in your lifetime,
dude. It was amazing.
Like
round two's already started. We'll kind of get into that, but
Mhm.
yeah, with round one, what you want to start Eastern or you want to start Western?
I don't know. I mean, it don't really matter.
Okay.
It just go west. Let's start in the west, just like we always start in the west.
So we'll start with the west, and we'll just go through. I have my phone right here.
Yep.
The top, the
Hit 'em up.
first series on the top here, which again, is going to be the Jets and the Blues.
We could talk about each of these series in its own episode.
I know.
Like that's how big of storylines, like the impacts, and everything that happened within each series. Literally, could be its own episode entirely.
So, here's my feeling with the Jets and the Blues.
Before it.
You're the best team, right? The President's Trophy.
Correct.
It's pretty much a curse.
Yep.
To have that, it's a good accomplishment, but it's almost a curse.
Lightning did break it, but that's one team.
Yeah. But so, Jets, they look good. They look really bad. I felt like honestly the game was going. I'm like, okay, Blues got it. By the time you pull Connor three games in a row, I believe, right? Or two.
It was 3, but two were back to back. They're
Yeah,
on the road. They're all on the road.
Yeah. So Connor gets pulled. You're thinking the best goalie in the league is getting pulled 3 games, and it's just not looking good. Game 7, it's like the Blues have been hot. It's done for.
Well, they get a 2-0 lead
right
away
exactly.
First.
So it's like it's done. And then out of nowhere, with 1 point, well, I guess with one.
There's
1 minute,
there was a
seconds,
minute 56 left, and they were still down 2-0.
2-0. Yep.
So.
And they scored at like
6 on 5.
Yeah. Scored. But then last goal at 1.6 left in the game. Connor whiffs it, but gets deflected, and
it's Perfetti.
Yeah, Perfetti, and he scores his second that night. And I think from there on, I knew the Jets were going to win that game.
They dominated. Well, I woke up too, like it was in the second. Well, I look at Twitter, I see that clip of the Jets tying it with 1.6 seconds left in the third, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my god! And then like I'm looking, I'm like, wait, there's nothing on the end of the game.
Yeah.
Like no one says like who won, who's moving on, or anything. I'm like, there's no way. Like this was an hour ago they posted this, and then go on live, go on Xfinity, go look. See the game. I'm like, oh, I don't see the game, obviously. And I'm like, well, I know they're on TBS or whatever. And I'm just like, well, there's basketball here. TBS. It says it's playing Doctor Strange. And I was like, click on that. And they're in double overtime. 12 minutes left in double overtime. And I watched the rest of that. And yeah, from what I watched, Jets dominated. They were dominating.
It was such a big.
So I don't know how the first overtime went. I'm not sure. But
it was even. No, well, Jets still dominated. I felt like the shots were like crazy in Jets' favor, but it was just a big mood swing. Like if that happened, that tie. If that happened, Game 6 or whatever, it would have been a big mood swing anyways, and I would have said Jets would have won the series.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, Jets.
They survive.
They survived the first round, but it's like that was such a crazy way to advance that this now Dallas and Jets series that's going to happen is going to be really fun. I don't want to get into that quite yet, but that Jets and Blues was
all time
the best 1-8 seed I've ever seen in a very long time.
And I don't even. You could even argue that. Yeah, I mean, the Blues are better than the 8th seed that they were given.
Oh yeah.
But like, yeah, no, the way that they play, there's no need to hang your head as a Blues fan or as a Blues player or anybody that I should say in the organization, because that was a fantastic series. They had them. They really did. You take the Vezina Trophy winner. We know he's gonna win the Vezina, and you get him pulled 3 times. And you break him. I mean, they basically broke that guy.
Yeah.
But you got to give so much credit to Hellebuyck to be able to continuously keep coming and playing, and still be like be somewhat confident, behind the net like that. Like that is your anchor. Your goalie is your anchor, man. And if your anchor goes up, ship goes.
Yep.
It goes. And so, man, I think it saved his career that they moved on. Almost like, and if he loses, like, do we even consider him for the Olympics next year? If they don't move, that's the thing too, because Bennington, he's gonna get goal. He's gonna get starting goaltender for Canada for the Olympics next year in February. No doubt, he should, because that he kept the Blues in that series.
In that series, and also what he did at the
Four
Four
Nations.
Nations.
Correct. Exactly. Like, this dude's like, there was Vasilevsky was Mr. Game 7 for goalies. Is Bennington? No, Bennington he has pushed that door down, and he is there because, like, that dude he's clutch. Like,
yeah,
he won every battle. I would say it's just they got outshot. There was just way too many more opportunities for the Jets than there were for the Blues, and that was just it. But Helly did a good job of closing that game out. But man, this second round, it's for them. My only thing on that for the second round is it's going to be redemption for Helly, and I think I'm not confident in him, but this is a chance for him to rewrite his script.
Yep. So yeah, Blues though. On the other hand, we've been talking about the Jets here. The Blues though, one hell of a season.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy season. Wasn't expecting this crazy run.
Yeah, the closing of it was fantastic.
Awesome. And their future is just with that coaching.
Jim Montgomery, man, they wanted him, they got him. It shows why they wanted him.
Yeah. So I'll tell you right now, they're going to be a top 3 team even next year just because of that coaching. And yeah, they're going to be a scary team. Yeah, they're going to be a scary team. Even if they add some more depth, they're going to be very scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've got a great team over there.
And they made a good series run against the best team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So congrats to the Blues again. Cut short, but made it a very fun series right to the end.
Yeah, when at the end, when you want to rank all these series, shoot, this one's probably up there with one or two.
Yeah. Another one that'd be 1 or 2 is the Dallas Stars in Colorado.
I think everybody figured that was going to go to 7.
I think everyone knew it was going to 7. I hope everyone thinks Dallas or Colorado would have made it to the finals.
That's
that's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado, and again, like these games weren't as interesting as the Jets and the Blues. Well, they were, I guess, but a lot of these.
I'd say the
games,
last few games,
because Dallas and Colorado, either one team blew out the other a lot of the times. It wasn't super close on all of them. I think same with the Jets and Blues, but yeah, Dallas. I had Colorado winning the whole thing, so my bracket gone. So
one of mine I had them, but yeah.
Which just sucks, but it's just how I knew that was gonna happen. I either knew Dallas was gonna go all the way, or Colorado, and I just picked the wrong one.
It sucks because that series, both of them can go on all the way.
100%.
So you're just like, why? You're like, why? You're making me pick between these two teams.
That's why, no. That's why they got to do a better job of maybe redoing the bracket.
Yeah.
Because that should have been a conference final game.
For sure.
But yeah, Dallas. I didn't realize that they didn't have Robinson and Mikko.
Well, Heiskanen, he'd been injured for a while. I knew Robertson.
I thought Heiskanen came back.
Oh yeah, the way they talk about it sounded like he was, because they're talking about he's skating and stuff like that. But he should be here for the second round.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the first game. But yeah, like that, the way they talked about it. Yeah, right. I thought the same thing. I could have sworn I heard him say that he was back playing.
Yeah.
And then he's not. And I'm like, oh well, there's their best defenseman.
Yeah, and then almost one
Jason
of their best
Robertson,
Robinson, one of their best forwards.
Mm-hmm.
So to beat a Colorado team like that is crazy, because I only knew that because Nathan came out and said that. He's like, if we couldn't beat them without their best defenseman and one of their best forwards, then we didn't, we don't deserve.
But the way I mean, like I would say for the defenseman comment, but yeah, I'm not, and this is nothing against Robertson, but like there's a lot of good forwards on that team.
Oh yeah.
And then they've got depth.
But then you add those two back in, they're going to be very unstoppable, even more. And
there's a couple guys Colorado didn't come, like Nelson. He didn't like winning draws, but when it comes to you need points on the board, stuff like that. But it didn't produce as much as you would hope.
Yep. And I don't know. Let's just talk about the Game 7 because let's just
Mr. Playoff Hockey. That's his moniker, and you're in the playoffs against him.
I think it's like I think everyone that's been following on with hockey,
Mhm.
right? They will say, I don't even know. Like to me, it's like, dude, Colorado, you just punch yourself in the face.
Well, and the thing is though, did they never thought though that Carolina would trade him to Dallas,
That is true.
to a team that they've been facing in the
That is
playoffs
true.
that they're going to have to go through. Like that's not something can
Yeah.
predict or thought would happen. So like
Yeah.
that's one thing where I get that and I can get behind that somewhat, but like when it comes to like like they didn't know that was going to happen. If they knew that was going to happen, there's no way in hell they're making that trade.
Yeah, that is so true. Yeah, that is true.
Because is it because like he's supposed to be over there? He's supposed to be in the East.
We weren't
He's
supposed to
not.
see them. Yeah.
No, we were not supposed to see him to the Cup. No, we saw him
First
first round, and he
In
eliminated
games.
us.
Yeah.
And there's no bad blood. That's the thing. Like, there's not really any bad blood between
Yeah.
that. Like it's just an unfortunate situation that happened. Now other teams and stuff like this happens are gonna look back to this incident and be like, yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We need to figure something out between us to keep you because what man though, but Dallas though, whoo. Talk about happy to have him on your team because
4 goals.
they're like the dude scored the last 2 games when he had 4 points to game 7 and then game 6 did he have 5 or 4 points like 8 or 9 points the last 2 games and then he ends the series with 12 points total. So like the first 5 games he's got 4 points and then the last 2 games he gets 8 points and that brings him to victory. That moves him on. Like that's Mr. Playoff hockey right there.
Yeah, I was just thinking, man, that like they again, I 100% didn't even realize like, oh yeah, that trade happened that way.
Mhm.
But yeah, that just has to suck for Colorado. No, something like that happens. You literally got you got handed by one guy pretty much.
Yeah, he
like,
really
again,
put
it's
the
a
team
team
on his
sport.
back.
Yeah, it's a team sport, but every shot he took, it counted.
Dude scored a hattie in game 7.
Yeah.
I mean, the was it the triangle or the goal? No, I think the goal put him ahead. Whatever. When he danced through 4 guys, and like, dude, come on, and did a wraparound.
Okay.
Granted, it did bounce off the player, but still, like, he did all the work himself.
Yeah.
I mean, God.
So, but super crazy on that.
Incredible. Back to back game 7, like game 7, or back to back, weren't they? Because Saturday was Dallas, Colorado.
I have no idea.
And Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday was
the other.
Yeah, Winnipeg and so like we're talking to end the first round like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I was on the plane watching the Dallas game, so it was fun.
Is anybody else? Do you know?
Watching it?
Yeah. Do you know if anybody else was there?
The guy in front of me watching it for a little bit. Then it went to commercial, and then he's like, "Eh."
Really? Oh,
Well, it went to intermission, and then he was like, "Nah."
Oh.
He watched a movie, but
I remember one time when I was flying, I like put it on my phone. It was Colorado and Tampa that were playing, and it might even been the Cup. Yeah, it would have been the Cup because it would have been East West. Yeah, for the Cup, and I put it up on my phone, and everyone was getting off the plane, and so I was sitting there watching it, listening to it, and like I noticed like some other people behind me were watching it, and like they were like, commenting or something like that, and so then I eventually just turned the volume up like all the way, and then like kind of put it up so like everybody behind me could watch it, and I was like maybe in the back a little bit, so I had a good maybe 10, 15 people just watching my phone, watching the playoffs. It was pretty cool.
So with Dallas going on, hopefully they can get their best defenseman back, and hopefully they can get one of their top forwards back to play the Jets. Colorado, again, one heck of a season and one heck of a series. Some guys need to show up. I think they just need to regroup and figure things out. It's just kind of how it is. I don't know how.
It'll be interesting to see who they keep, what happens in the offseason, because I know
they're
coming up
a big one.
Some salary cap issues coming forward, so because they kind of spent, they kind of went in all in somewhat this season, hoping that they'd be past the first round.
Didn't happen.
No.
So, I don't know. I would like to see a little bit better a goaltender for them. But I think they locked him up. So
they did, but I mean, you got to give that he's 26 years old. It was his first time in the playoffs, and he played. He got to a game 7, and he played. He played really like good. This. Like I think for what it's all worth, you're going up against Ottinger, who's already been in the playoffs multiple times. He's gotten a handful of games. He's experienced it all before, but this this other guy he hasn't, and so I think his first time, I think he did a pretty good job, honestly.
100%. Yeah, so it'll be exciting to see what they do this off season, and
Mm.
yeah, hopefully it'll be nice. Nice turnaround for them and go past the first round next year.
Yeah, hopefully they don't have to face Dallas again.
Yeah. Next series, Vegas in the Wild. I think everyone got surprised by Minnesota how well they came out and played against them. I will say, um, yeah, we were shocked, 100%. I thought it was going to be a easy sweep for Vegas.
Hmm.
I still believe it would have been if Jack Eichel was hot right away. Kind of took him a few games.
Didn't he get hurt game 2?
I'm not sure if he did or
That's what I
not.
thought.
But yeah, Wild's right there. They just got to figure a few things out.
Matt Boldy came up huge.
Yeah,
Holy cow,
wherever
man.
he came from.
That
But
was
yeah,
big for them, for the youngster to come up.
yeah. So now it's just you get Kirill that blank check, and you now you got to find help. You got to find help around him.
Mm.
I think it was Zook that said that they have Kirill, they need to keep him, and then just find pieces to surround him, and that's just the bottom line. And he needs to be healthy. He needs to be healthy.
Yep.
They shouldn't be going in on a wild card spot. It should have been, they should have been a little bit higher if
they were too most of the season.
But he gets hurt and it goes downhill. So you need those 2-3 other guys that are gonna still win you games. Again, Matt Boldy came out in the playoffs, but you needed him during the season a little bit more. So, again, Minnesota first round exit doesn't surprise me.
No,
we knew that was gonna happen, but getting 2 games, I think I gave them 1 game, but 2 is better than
series lead.
Yeah,
series lead at one point, which is great. I don't think nobody had that on their bingo card other than Matt. They had him, we winning a game, but not leading the series at one point.
Yeah.
Gustafsson played a really good playoff series too, and it was cool to see Fleury get in there at one point, for overtime.
Which he is not super retired yet.
No, because he's going to the World Junior. He's going to the World Championships, with Canada. So it's weird. It's like, what the heck, man?
Yeah.
He's gotten these two farewells and everything. It's like, you're still coming back.
Yeah. It's like, well,
can't hang him up.
He's like, I went home. Kids were crazy, so I said, gotta go play hockey. But
I got in overtime in playoffs, and he's like, yeah, no, I can't go away just yet.
I think it doesn't have to be super crazy, but yeah, again, you're playing for Canada one last time.
Sure.
Maybe gonna be full. Maybe he's gonna just. I don't know who's all going.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan Binnington maybe will go now, so maybe him and Fleury. I don't know, but.
Right.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But.
But
yeah, good for Minnesota. Minnesota can go off of this, and again.
Totally build off this for sure.
Yeah, and so that's a good for Minnesota. Vegas.
Expected
to win, and they got a tough battle ahead of them. It's just, it's the bottom line. If I had to look at it now, I still don't think they can beat Edmonton.
Nope.
I don't trust I don't trust any of their goalies, but I just trust the offensive players and even the defensive players to score goals for the Oilers that make them more deadly.
Than
the Knights. Get into that a little bit later here, but yeah, Vegas. I don't know. Again, expected to win, wasn't expected to be on ice. I guess thin ice on that one.
Oh yeah. To struggle.
Yeah.
A little bit throughout that series.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because you can say, oh, it's series wins, a series win, but it really isn't. Because the Jets. They won, and they literally changed their outcome and how hyped they were when they tied that game 7.
Mm-hmm.
And you could just tell while you were watching, you could just tell that they were going to win that game with and that right there changes not my it changes the game of the series, of course, because they win the series, but because they won that series, I think it's going to be a lot tougher game for them. Or a better series against Dallas now. I think that can go to game 7 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But how they were playing, I would have said if they would have still won that game in regulation, they would have probably only won 2 games against Dallas. Mm-hmm. I think now it could definitely go to game 7 for how hyped they were and how excited they are.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like with Vegas, I don't get that feeling with with them going up against
Oh, okay.
Edmonton.
Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. Yeah.
I feel like Jets are more pumped than Vegas would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I see that.
that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But again, they won, and then they continue to go.
No, they'll continue to play another game, another day.
Yep.
We'll see how they do. I don't know. I don't see them. I could see him with Edmund. Oh, I should say. I'll talk about that later. But no, I think for Vegas, their goalie matchup I like more than I do, and
as of right now.
But yeah, I think they just need to see a little bit, maybe a little bit more physicality from them, and then a little bit less chippiness, and to keep it more clean, and then for the series to come up. And yeah, I can kind of see what they're just not as. It doesn't seem as they're as motivated. Probably, as hungry. They don't seem as hungry, as some of the the Jets are, and some of the other teams like Jets and Edmonton.
Yep.
These other guys, and so yeah, I could see that. We'll see. It'll be an interesting series between them and Edmonton. They don't match up very well, just because they've got a hell of a lot of speed over there in Edmonton.
Yeah.
In the back end. So.
But yeah, we'll see. Since we're talking about Edmonton, we'll go to that series, series against the Kings.
Yeah, it sucked. Let's go to these. All right. No, I'm sure that's what you want.
So
take the floor.
I don't even know where to start.
How about we just start with
this was their year?
Game 3, right?
Yeah, it was Game 3.
So all right, here's 2-0 series lead. We're up 2-0. Granted, Game 1 we were up 4-0, and we come back
6.
And we win 6-5. But we let them come back to tie it and take the lead, and we come back and we win 6-5. All right, that's Game 1. Okay, now Game 2,
we got them.
Game 2, yeah, it's our game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It was our game. Okay, now, all right. Scenario, Garrett Cates, Game 3. We're at the call. All right. The ref says goal stands. Okay. You are, you're whatever. I don't know right now.
You're there.
You're there. Okay. Kings video coach comes over to the Kings coach and says, "Hey, challenge that for offsides, not
or goaltender
interference." Kings coach is like, "Yep, trust my guy instantly," and you make the call. As a fan, from that point on, what was going through your head?
What were you looking at? Because that was no way. Like, I understand, like, during the regular season, there's always how is that goaltender interference? That's not goaltender. That is, like, there's always a debate on it.
And during the season, too, there's a lot of debate about this.
Yeah, and I understand that. But the circumstances, where you're at, okay, this would have been the game-tying goal, okay? It is. It's 5-5, right? They scored 5-5, or was it 4-4? I don't know. And maybe it was 4-4. But you go and challenge it, and it's the dumbest challenge because one, we were ahead. They came back, right? They got all momentum's on them. We're sitting back, which, no, we're not. Whatever. That was such a big debate on that, too. But to say, okay, let's challenge it and then get on the PK makes no sense after they got all that momentum.
Because the consequence.
Yes.
Of challenging said call.
Exactly. You're gonna if it goes your way, great. Wow, one hell of a play. If it doesn't, well, you're so stupid, and it showed how stupid you were. But it's all about awareness of the game. You're up. They come back. They tie the game. They got all the momentum. We got nothing, and you decide to challenge it on a very, very slim chance. I think everybody that saw that replay
99% of the whole entire world knew what the call was.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, no, not gonna. Like, that's.
They already reviewed the damn thing.
Yeah, I already knew it wasn't even. I'm like, oh, I looked at it, I was like, yeah, there's nothing there. I'm like, we're good because one, he kicked it, but he ended up hitting. Kane ended up hitting it with the stick, went in. No, there's no pushing motion, no nothing. It was the easiest. No goaltender interference.
Non-debatable.
I don't even think Kemper even, was mad about it. But go ahead and challenge it for some stupid reason, and they go and score on a power play, and killed everything. It was the worst coaching decision of the year.
Well, I remember you saying what you said too after it.
It changed the whole series.
Well, you said if they lose,
yeah,
because of this call,
and they did. They lost all momentum. They lost everything, and all you had to do was let that goal stand, call a timeout, regroup the guys. It's a 4-4 game now. Go and get the next goal.
You already experienced what Edmonton's like at the power play.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
Yeah.
So you know what happens.
And so Jim Hiller made me upset on that one. And he also got me upset when he said a reporter asked him something on the lines of, would you reevaluate or redo the lines in a way where you're not playing all your veteran type of guys, giving them all the minutes? And he said no. And that's it. He didn't say nope, this is why I did it or anything. He just said no. Next question, pretty much. And I'm like, dude, you're playing your top guys, your top 3 lines the whole game, and we're literally staying back the whole time. And Drew came out. He's like, "Oh, no one said anything. It's just how we played." I'm like, no one said, "Hey, get your head out of your ass and get going." I'm like, not you as a captain, not Kopitar, not even the coaching. Like, how could you guys not see that you're sitting back, especially when you're up?
I think Drew didn't say it. I think he was trying to show it because it seemed like it in at least later game, but yeah, it was too late.
Doesn't matter. You need to speak up on it. But when you're probably dog tired because you're going on every other shift, you got no time to do anything.
And Edmonton is running all 4 lines
exactly
most of the time.
And so it didn't help at all. Adrian Kempe talked about it in his interview. He talked about, it's hard when you're playing your top guys the whole time and you're not running, your all 4 lines.
Well, and the defense situation.
Yeah.
Because was it Spence?
It was Spence and Clark.
Spence scored too when the time he
played.
Spence
and Clark both got a point.
Yeah.
And when they played in the
but
last.
The others.
Yeah. It just doesn't make any sense. If you don't, the coaching is the LA Kings lost this series not because of the players, because Jim Hiller got out coached. That's just end of the game.
It's a big thing come playoff time. Regular season, it doesn't. Coaches, I mean, I'm nothing against their job. Like they don't really. It's not much. But when it comes to playoff times, that's what.
You
have
to control the lines. You have to control lines. And coaching. Edmonton just ran the 4 lines because they knew. And
who would have thought that Edmonton? I mean, they have the depth on paper, but like you never thought that LA would be like hindered because of depth. Like this.
And they're not. Like we have the depth, but when you decide to play your veterans who are on their way out of almost to retirement, it makes no sense. Jim Hiller screwed the Kings' opportunity. Again, it's on the players to play. I understand that. But he got out coached, and he is one of the reasons why we lost that series. We had a better team, hands down.
It was your year, guys.
It was. We had a better team, but when you have a coaching staff that wants to play the veteran guys and your top players and play a defensive style when you have the lead, you're gonna get screwed. And it doesn't even just if you. I'm fine with you wanting to play back and play defense because that's what LA Kings do. We've always done that. But you got to be physical, and you got to run 4 lines. Then, if you don't trust your 4 line guys, then get out of
here.
Don't play it in the regular season. It's very stupid. I'm very upset with Jim Hiller. I hope he gets canned. I really do. I hope this as Rob Blake got canned
today,
which makes sense. He's been there for 8 years, and
this is the 5th year that they've been eliminated by Edmonton.
Yeah, so he's not doing the job. He's don't get me wrong. Rob's great. He did, I think, a good job this year getting in Coots, but it's time to call it quits. So hopefully this next GM comes in and says, Hiller, sorry, we're going a different route now. And
there's a plethora of coaches right now. As we just saw, Mike Sullivan is now going to be the head coach of the New York Rangers. He's leaving Pittsburgh after what seems like forever that he's been the head coach of there, winning multiple Stanley Cups and everything. So now he moves on to go start a new chapter in New York. Well, there's a bunch of coaches. You never know. I mean, like right now is the time for getting coaches. So LA would be a good time if they're wanting to get somebody new, this would be it
Yep.
right now.
So yeah, I'm very upset with it. He got out coached. It was all on him. Again, the players needed to come and together, and they needed a win, and they didn't do it. But
there was multiple times in that series where you could see the downfall of LA kind of.
You can see him
there
lay
was
back.
though, I can't remember what game it was. It was a game 5 where Q couldn't clear the puck, dude. Get the damn puck out.
Well, if you look at it, like he flicked it out, and the guy literally hit it out of midair.
You just get the puck out. Don't anything sweet with it, man.
Well,
get it out. Clear it. Clear it.
I don't blame him on that. Again, yeah, he had a few more steps, but again, it was more of he was getting a better positioning, and he was gonna flick it off the boards and go, because I think he had a guy out there, and so he was just gonna go off boards and go, but
you just gotta get it out.
Evan just hit it out of the air. Like, that was just the bottom line.
There's just multiple chances they had to secure that series, and they let it go. It's you can't win a series winning multiple games. You let the team come back up when you're up 4. When you're up multiple goals and you let them come back and get the lead and tie it, like that, you can't win. You can't win a series and you can't go far. Something like that.
I agree.
But Kumper played out of his damn mind though. Like that just sucked. I mean, like he was probably, I'd say, the best goalie in all the playoffs. Like
pretty close.
Or he was up there as top 5 for the top 5 teams, while Hellebuck was the last. He was the worst out of all the teams playing for goaltending. But Kumper was up there, I'd say, top 5 as performances, each coming each night with what he had to deal with.
Yeah. So
he made some crazy saves.
Yeah. Well, it's gotta. Yeah. I don't know. That's it with the Canes. We'll be done with that. I'm excited to see what they do in the offseason with the new GM and the new coach. Well, hopefully, new coach. And I hope they decide. Kopitar's going in his last year, and I hope they don't need to play him that often. We need We need a nice transition to where he does leave, that he's not getting those 20-some minutes, that he's only playing a third line minutes. I don't care, but.
Well, yeah, just so for you use him as Edmonton uses Corey Perry. As in the regular season, Corey Perry sits on the 4th line, and then when it comes playoffs, he goes to the first line with Draisaitl and McDavid. Yeah. Because you rest him pretty much. It's basically like resting for the regular season, and then come playoff time, you all 82 games, you put that into your 24 into the playoffs.
I'd be happy with that, because
that's a role I think would be amazing.
Kopitar you let him come in during a power play, and.
Exactly.
Maybe some PK, and that's it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm excited again as a Canes fan to start this first round once again. I hope we get them next year as well. Yeah, exciting to see what happens with my Canes next year again. Still hurt, but
I can totally.
But Edmonton, man, they showed in the regular season that they weren't ready for the playoffs. Came playoffs, and they're ready. McDavid
showed why they went to the Cup Finals last year.
Yeah, McDavid and Draisaitl are clicking, and I'm very excited to see what happens with them in Vegas and with Vegas. So
just goaltending situations, icky. Pickard, what's up, man? Journeyman found a home.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Over on the Eastern Conference, we'll start with Toronto and Ottawa.
The Battle of Ottawa, the Battle of Ontario.
Yeah. Again, we said that before, that Toronto needed to be a 1 seed, and it showed why. They finally got past the first round.
Barely, dude.
Barely.
It was.
They won it 4-2.
Still, though, they were up 3-0.
I know. But so good for them. They got past that, and
curse.
I think everyone's right now is clicking.
Honestly, I didn't realize how bad it was. Because, as a Caps fan, I'm not, I'm used to, being eliminated second round, first round, Rangers, Penguins, all that, kind of the same boat. But, I didn't realize, looking at how many, they have never made it, past the first round, in decades or whatever.
Yeah. They've never, they've won so many Stanley Cups, but they never have actually made it to the 4th round in a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Because all the Stanley Cups they've won, it's only been a 3-round.
Yeah. So I actually didn't realize, holy God, wow. I'm I kind of felt pity for them a little bit.
Yeah. So good for them.
Yes.
that was a fun series. Ottawa, they're gonna be fun.
They're gonna be back.
Yeah, I think that just getting a little taste is gonna be really good for them.
Well, this is nice because it's a shakeup of things. We're not gonna see the same teams in all every year.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get some new teams in Ottawa. I think Canadians. I'd say when we get to there, but I would say that those two teams from the East will be returning and even
it's
better
tough
spots.
because I can see all these teams returning.
I don't know. I have a sleeper. When we get to a certain series, I have a prediction on one of them that might be a downfall, might be starting, and I'm all here for it. But we'll get to it.
Okay, I think I know who it is.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, good for Toronto,
Yes.
Ottawa. I'm excited for their future. Hopefully they can add a few more guys.
They're a young team though too. Their average age I think is 27, 28 or something.
So I'm excited for them as well.
Yep.
Yeah, not much there, I guess. I just want to talk about their second round already, but I don't want to get into that too much. Battle of Florida as well. Panthers, I knew that was going to happen.
But in that fashion, though?
Not in that fashion. I knew they were going to win. I thought it was going to be Game 7.
Exactly, yeah.
To win 4-1, it just shows that...
To dominate 4-1.
Yeah, they're ready to play in the finals.
Oh, yeah. I feel like an idiot for picking Lightning. I really do.
Really?
Because I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I didn't even think about it. It's just like, when you look at it, you look at the end of the season for the Panthers, they kind of sucked. They really fell off. They didn't win many games. They dropped in placement. They were injury plagued a little bit. Granted, we knew that they were going to have some guys return for the playoffs. Tkachuk, especially for him coming back. But I'm like, that's one guy, But it is Matthew Tkachuk. But I'm like, is it going to win the whole series? It's a give or take. So I said it'll go to 7. Well, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like after Game 3 or whatever, I'm just like, why did I pick Tampa? I'm like, they're one. Florida obviously won the cup last year. 2, the acquisitions they brought in. From I know they got rid of some people, but the people they brought in from the offseason and from the trade deadline. But being the number one would be Marchand, and I'm just like, why would I pick a team that is full of leaders?
Yeah,
like we're talking captain caliber players. They're like all captains. All majority of their 2 lines are they're like leadership. They're captains.
Yeah.
Why would I pick against a team full of guys who know what to do and know how to get the job done? And who have been here, but we're not talking just on that team. We're talking on other teams and other times. So I was like, I felt like such an idiot for picking against them for that situation.
Well, I did good because I had them going to the final. But
yeah, no, that's a great pick. But that's what I say on the other side though. I think it's time. I think they're gonna be. I think.
You think Lightning is gonna break down?
Yes, and because. They go in every year riding that fine line on the salary cap.
Yeah.
And I just think with the way things played out, how things were, here on my bold prediction, John Cooper could be out. I don't know.
I don't know. Dude, that's tough.
But the Penguins got there's been a lot of weird stuff going on, Coach. Because you're like, what? Why? Because obviously, the Rangers are gonna get real obvious. He's But Sullivan out over there in Pittsburgh, he's like, well, that's weird. And then I think there was one more. I can't think of it. But I just think times are changing. Teams are looking to switch things up drastically. And I think Tampa is going to be one of them top teams in the East. Something's going to happen. Their downfall is going to occur in this offseason. And they're going to drop out of the playoffs. That's a very bold one because it is nothing against they're a good team, but this is weird. It was just it's like nobody wanted to play.
Yeah.
In that series, it was like the Kucherov. I don't know what the hell he was doing. Defensively, offensively is a star, but defensively it struggles a lot, and he shows. And I don't know, it just didn't seem like their core showed up at all or wanted to even at all. Like it was just weird.
Dude, I will say, putting that John Cooper out there, that would be gnarly. Because the guy can coach.
Very much so.
And
dude coaches Team Canada.
I know, he just needs the right guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I see that, and if I see John Cooper,
as a Kings fan, you're like, yeah.
As a Kings fan, I'm excited, but I feel like every other team should be excited too.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like Cardberry, so we'll keep he's a young coach. But no, yeah, I that's another one of my crazy things. I honestly could see John Cooper being out, but it'd be a mutual part.
Yeah.
Just because he wants to go, he wants to just go somewhere new, and it's nothing. There's nothing against the team. Like there's no bad blood or anything. It's just that he just wants to go separate ways.
Yeah. Something to look for Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Little.
Because it's a disappointing. It really was, and like I don't like Tampa as a Cap fan. But nothing outside of that. Just as a Cap fan, it's just the way that series was. That you're like, they only won one game and they barely won the game. Like I guess they did. Well, they did barely win. It was a 2-1. That was a 2-1 win, I believe. They were dominated every single period, everything all across the board.
Yeah. No, that's very yeah. It's true. I'm happy for Panthers. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, it's exciting for them. They got such a scary team, dude. I'm just like, oh god, I hate to pick against them, but I have to.
Yeah. We will jump over Washington on here just because I want to end with Washington.
Yeah.
But we have Carolina and the Devils. These last two both went 4-1.
The only series to go 4-1.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. Washington and Montreal went 4-1. Carolina Devils went 4-1. Panthers and Tampa went 4-1.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, so Carolina again. I knew that I knew that was gonna happen just because of the injuries of the Devils.
Correct.
I think I gave Devils one game just because I felt like they could, but at the end of the day, I knew Carolina could do it pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Devils. I'm excited to see them. Hopefully they can get all healthy, and a big thing is, do they somehow get Quinn Hughes? Somehow. Where do the Devils lottery pick? What'd they get? Do you know?
I didn't.
I know that was just last night.
I don't know. I don't think they got in. I don't think any of the teams that make the playoffs get in for a lottery.
No. Okay. Yeah,
no, it's just it's all the rest of the teams that get in for a lottery chance.
So, but they could be. They probably
one team did though because they got somebody's pick. It was Calgary's pick.
Yeah.
But it was the last pick of the first round, I believe. It might even be New Jersey.
No. Who?
If you find the picture of it.
No, I don't see anyone in the top 16.
What's the final pick?
Calgary.
Oh, maybe it was the team that made the playoffs, but Calgary got their pick.
Maybe.
That might have been it.
But yeah, I'm assuming.
Sorry, don't mind me.
The first round pick for the Devils maybe could go to Vancouver.
You're gonna need a lot more than that, buddy.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's just something to look for
future
Devils.
considerations.
The Devils could be trading some stuff away to Vancouver. You just never know. That Vancouver is a big topic going into the offseason here. But yeah, just don't be surprised to see something crazy with the Devils in the offseason. That's what I'm thinking. So, but they're going to be a very nice, exciting young team as well when they're healthy and they can figure out what they want to do.
Yeah, and so if they get him, QP or QH, they get Q. Where do you think that puts them then? Does that elevate them all the way to the conference final?
If they can stay healthy, yeah.
You think so?
With Mark Strom in the back, yeah. 100%. Because just look at how Vancouver plays without him, without Q, and with him. It's totally different. Q,
he's a quarterback.
Yeah, he might not. He's. I don't know. I don't know what he's like in the locker room. Very soft spoken.
Seems like an awesome guy.
Yeah, soft spoken guy as far as I know, but in the locker room could be totally different. Because I thought the same thing with McDavid, but then during that
series,
the TV series or whatever they did, you could tell he was the captain. So he could be the same way in that aspect.
He doesn't smile either.
Oh, I know. Jesus. And so yeah, I think they get a superstar, a top 3 defenseman in the league, 100%. Is he physical? No, but is the Devils physical? No, they're not. The Devils don't play a physical game.
But the thing is, come playoff hockey, you need to be.
Yeah.
And so they need, and that's why they got Brandon Dillon. But
I don't know.
That's not enough. I mean, that's just that's
he got hurt anyways.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
But they got Hammy there too, and he's so they just gotta be healthy. But I would be such a big Devils fan if I saw all 3 brothers there. And yeah, I'd say they would definitely be a conference final in my eyes. I I feel like if they want to get rid of draft picks, go for it. If they want to get rid of prospects, go for it because that's what Vancouver's going to want. Vancouver should be on the point of a
Another
rebuild,
another
a
one.
big rebuild of getting a clean house, and I think it starts with draft picks and prospects.
Yeah.
Not we want one of your top guys back because that's just not realistic.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm excited. I hope Devils somehow can get that done. But yeah, we'll see. That's gonna be the big thing for the Devils this offseason.
Yeah.
Carolina, congrats again. Knew it that was gonna happen. There's really not much to say. They dominated, and that was just the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see what they do in round 2 against who won in the final round. We'll talk about Washington over Montreal. Again, Montreal is in the same boat as the Devils.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, the Devils are the Canadians are probably only a couple players away, to be honest.
Honestly, maybe I'd say maybe one. They're like the Canadians team in the way that they have everybody contracted right now. I'd say they're sitting best out of all 32 teams.
100%.
It is absolutely incredible what that GM has been. I can't remember his name. What he's been able to do so far in these recent years with the way they've drafted. These are all draft picks that they've developed.
Yep.
That have become their core, and that's brought them to this point. And it is absolutely incredible to see how far that they've come, and I'm so excited to see them move on
next year.
Yep. I am just Sorry, not play. I'll move on for the next seasons. Yeah, and it's just they had a great series. It was fun. It's a lot of fun. Always gonna be fun. Never bad blood. When it comes to stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's just it's the game. It's all about the game, and it's just so awesome to see those guys play because they're such a good young group.
Oh yeah, I love the Washington's coach.
Oh god.
I think it was after the game 5.
Mm-hmm.
He took 3 minutes, if not longer, to talk about how good the Canadians actually were, and
he's a class act,
and how he had to go through a lot of film to go over this is what we have to do when Nick's on the ice.
Yeah,
and this is what
he's in his prime right now.
Yeah, and there's only a few players or a few teams that you have to game plan while you're playing the game.
Yeah,
and Canadians were one of that teams, and it's like holy crap! If you have a coach saying that, and they're still young, again, I just feel they got room. I don't see why they don't go and get some big talent here.
My thing is, I don't. The biggest thing I think though they need to make is a coaching change.
I don't know.
I did not like the comments that Marty St. Louis made after some post games where he basically admitted defeat most of the time. He said that he made comments basically saying that this is their first time experiencing the playoffs. They're gonna have to go through it, and to find their way. And so he was, and you could I might be nitpicking it, but if you go look at the quotes, you really in context, it does sound like he's like, we know we're gonna lose. We're just here for experience. We'll be back next year. Which I don't like that from a coach because I know I get it. It's your first year and you don't, odds are all stacked against you, but you should never, make any comments like that. I would say in a way because then your players hear that and they're like, oh, our coach don't believe in us. He don't think us group right here can get the job done. We need help. It's like, could hurt players' prides, stuff like that. 100%. And he got them there. He developed them all. And he got them to where they need to be. But I don't know if he's the right coach to push them over the hump.
Yeah. I don't see them making a change, I guess, but you never know. Again, it could be a surprise, but it could, I
if anything, it would be halfway through the season next year.
Yeah,
I would say it would be during the season
100%.
because they need to see how he starts out, how they all play, and then it would be during the season.
Yep, I agree on that one. I can see that. Take the floor with your Washington. How do you feel they did? I think they did real good.
It was awesome, man. It was a great series. I knew we wouldn't sweep them. It's probably bad for me to say as a fan, but no, I was confident. I knew they were gonna win. I knew it'd be 5 games. I wasn't too worried. I was worried though when Logan got hurt. I was like, oh crap, here we go. I was like, I like Lindgren, but I don't trust him as much as I do Thompson. But to see him come back though, I was like, wow. But that game got really out of hand and he got hurt, and it was just a bad game all around for the Caps. Played like crap. It's at the Bell Center. I mean, their first game, that's an electric barn to be in. That's a tough atmosphere you're gonna play in, and so it was all momentum was for the Canadians, and they took it and they rode away with it, just for the game. But I think Wilson's hit definitely changed that series. After the Wilson hit, there was like, yeah, no, we're winning this because
Yeah, that was a
these
big hit.
these guys, yeah, they just that's the other thing too is they got out physical. They got out, they were just Washington's just too big. They've got more guys who are gonna hit. Wilson, Ovi, Duhaime, Dowd. I mean, they've got all these guys that are gonna put the body on. And now, yeah. So yeah, it was a great series. That's about I'm nothing. There's not really much I can say about that series. This second round series that's going on right now
Yeah,
is a big series.
let's go right into the second round. We'll start with Washington, Carolina.
Yeah. Right now, Washington's up 1-0.
Yeah.
Protas, Alexi Protas was out for the first round, so he didn't play. So that's another one of their big guys, number 21. Plays top minutes, top lines. He was out the first round, so they were missing him. He's back. He's the one who scored their goal tonight already, so he's already in the lineup producing, which I knew that was happening. I knew that they needed him back to move on anymore. They needed Protas to come back. She's back, which is great. Sucks that Ferravari's out. He won't be back to the playoffs at all. But for the most part, we're all healthy, and that's huge for the playoffs. It's staying and being healthy.
Yeah.
Everybody. But yeah, this series, I don't know. It's going to be obviously tougher.
Yeah. So I know you think the Caps are gonna win. So
in 6.
Okay, in 6. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I think this series is gonna go into 6.
I don't think it'll go to. If it goes to 7, I'm worried.
I would be worried too. I'm gonna say it's gonna go 6 as well, and it's gonna be a toss up. I think either team could do it. It's just gonna be. I think whoever wins if whoever gets to the 2 wins first will win it.
Home ice advantage is going to be crucial, and the Caps have home ice.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I give them 6.
Yeah. No, 100%. So yeah, like I said, I think it's going 6, but whoever's going to get to the 2 games win first is going to win that series. So, but yeah, that one's going on right now. This Monday night, and so yeah, in the morning we'll see who wins. But
I'll see who wins because I'll be up working all night.
We'll go right to the other Atlantic one. That they had a game last night.
Correct.
I like how I said Monday night against the it's Tuesday night.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, Monday night game, last night's game was Toronto and the Panthers. Toronto wins that game barely, but I believe it's because of the goaltending did get hurt. Sam Bennett did come out and say that he didn't even know he clipped him, which I do believe that. It was. From a I'm not saying it was a soft hit, and to be honest, I believe it's a concussion. He probably hit him. Something probably hit him in the neck or something.
Didn't you see the shot that he took 5 minutes into the game?
No.
Oh, he took a shot to the face and his helmet came off.
Oh.
Yeah, so that people are speculating or kind of saying that it might be that's when he actually got concussed, and then the Bennett thing that happened, it just put it over the top. Yeah, because he took a shot to the head and his mask came off.
Oh, really?
It was that hard.
So, again, I know there's been conversation about that. About,
just because he should get suspended.
Yeah, but it's like you guys gotta also realize like Sam's played with him before. He's good friends with him. They're not going to go out there to try to hurt. Like, I know last year he literally punched Brad in the face. And
Brad deserves some of that, though.
I understand that, but like he's not going out there to do that to a good buddy of his.
Yeah.
It's
the
just
biggest thing is because he's got a record
of
doing it, and so they want his head.
Yeah.
And it's their starting goaltender who is a big reason why they're where they're at.
And that's the reason why they almost lost that game as well, because he was cold and things like that. But I don't give Sam like any bad ill on that. Again, I don't. It didn't even. It looked like he just barely touched him, and I think it makes more sense that he probably had something already, and that little just tap, just like
jolt,
just went, took it out to the extreme.
Yeah.
Because it's just it didn't look like he completely like got that elbow out there. He kind of had it out there, but he kind of like brought it back in.
Well, it's full speed too.
Yeah,
like, he's moving across the net. Like
exactly.
You don't understand. Like when they slow this stuff down, you're like, he could move. It's like, dude, those are like fraction of a second, less than a second of take. Like, how are you supposed to react? Like, come on, let's be realistic here.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I got that series. Panthers winning that one. Well, now if he can't, if Anthony can't come back, I'm gonna probably say they're gonna win it in 5. Panthers.
Yeah, I think I have it at 6.
Yeah.
But I have so for my
We'll see.
second chance, I should say I don't even need to go on my bracket. I would
just-
say I have Florida winning. I think it's in 6. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I'll go
I
6,
have
'cause,
Florida
like,
winning no matter what.
Yeah, because the Stellaris is hurt.
It's not
Yeah,
gonna
I
go
don't
good.
see. I don't know how. I don't even know who Toronto's
Wall.
backup. Yeah, Wall. Oh yeah, he's shaky back there. I don't know.
So it'll be, I don't know. If
But it
Toronto,
was nice to see Nylander score
yeah,
right
twice.
away and get some and produce because he didn't. He was the one that was lacking in the first round.
Yep. So yeah, big things to come in that series. If Toronto pulls this one out, they might win the whole thing. To be honest, it'd be very
Yeah, it could be their
close.
year if they really do pull this one on. It this really could be their year. But they've got to prove themselves first before I'm gonna pick them.
Yep. Go to the Western Conference to the next game tonight against the Oilers and Knights. I'm gonna have probably the Oilers winning this one in another either 6 or 7.
Yeah, I got Oilers at 6.
So that one's gonna be a really fun one
Mm.
as well. It's gonna be a rematch for the 2 years ago.
Mm.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that.
I think it's gonna be a high scoring game.
I do too. I think it's gonna be like 6-5, 6-4.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like they're gonna
I don't
3-4,
think
5-4.
both teams' goaltenders are not good.
No.
And so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got Edmonton winning that
It's gonna be
series.
who can score the most goals.
Exactly. And I feel like Edmonton would have a better opportunity. We got more guys in the back end that can do it.
Yeah. Well, and some of their guys that like Arvidsson and Skinner are starting to come alive a little bit. So that's gonna help huge. They can get Hopkins going. Then,
yeah, it could be different.
Yeah.
And then the second round, the Jets and the Dallas Stars. I got Dallas. I think I got Dallas going all the way to the finals now. I'll give that probably 7 games as well, and just because I think Jets got a little bit more mojo. But yeah, I'm gonna give Dallas that one to 7 games.
Yep, I had Dallas 6.
You got a lot of 6s on that.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm just gonna say all the series I picked for the first round, I got all of them right except for like 1 or 2 for one or like how many games played. Like I did pretty good on that part. Yeah, because I didn't pick any sweeps. I knew this year there'd be no sweeps. Because some years some years you're like, yeah, that team's getting swept. Like last year, yeah, the Caps probably.
The only one I thought could maybe got swept was gonna be the Carolina and Devils.
Yeah.
But I still gave Devils one because I still felt like they could.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. It's the same thought I had. Yeah.
But.
Yeah, no, I changed the Jets. I'm sorry. After seeing that first round, I was like, nope, I cannot have you going all the way to the final. I just can't see it now. I'm just like, ugh. So yeah, I chose Dallas to go all the way.
I like it.
Against the Caps.
Yeah, of course. So, all right, guys, that is the recap, and that is what the future holds. We will be back in 2 weeks from now.
Did we want to say anything about the Breck Challenger?
No, because they can't join anymore.
Oh yeah, no.
So
those who did join, good
right
luck.
now, our buddy's winning anyway.
Yes, Perm is winning. Actually, him and I were talking about that Sunday morning. I'm second, but yeah, he's killing it, man. He's really killing it.
You're not second. I was second.
Or no, were you second? It was close. It was like 56 to 53. I bet it's changed
I'm
now.
gonna lose now. No matter.
No, you are, because you're projected. You only can get like 82 points, and like Perm was like could project to get a max possible of like 300 something, and mine was like a little below his. Yours was like under 100. Because of Colorado, because you had them, and then the Kings, and then I can't remember if it was yeah. Because look at it, because you can look at like max possible points.
My max was like pretty good. At one point, it was.
At one point, yeah, no. But now, if you look at it, it's like
it was. Yeah, I know, and there was another one in here that was pretty bad too.
Yeah.
I think it was, but the Colorado and the Kings really screwed.
Yeah.
My thing.
Yeah,
up.
Colorado
definitely screwed my thing up because of them getting exited. But again, that.
Well, I had if Winnipeg would have lost, that would have been mine because I had Winnipeg going all the way to the final against Washington.
What's going on here? Come on. Don't show it. Come on, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But oh well. Anyways, guys, yes, we will be back. Another episode on it'll be on the 21st. I will record sometime that week and then come back on the 21st. Second round probably should be done by then. Maybe game 7s will be there.
It'll be close. We'll see how the series goes out. Yeah.
But Yeah, my max possible points is 169 now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's, no,
It went up some, I feel like, then.
no, because Reed. I'm guessing that's Reader is
Yeah.
at 68.
Oh, maybe it was him that had.
Yeah.
I was looking at.
Because he had Tampa winning the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
What's his whole? I gotta look at his bracket. Sorry, Wyatt. If you're watching this, we're gonna make fun of you. He had the Blues. He had Blues winning 4-3.
Hey, dude, that's a great. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
hey.
the fact that he picked that before the playoffs even started and it got there.
Yeah.
And it was there. Like that's a.
He
That's good
had
one.
Colorado winning 4-2. He had Vegas winning 4-1. He had Kings winning 4-2. Then he had the Kings winning, Avalanche winning. He had Toronto win 4-2. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
He had Tampa Bay winning 4-3.
Yeah, I thought that was going to 7 too.
He had Caps winning 4-0 and Carolina winning
thank
4-2. And then his final was Colorado and Tampa Bay.
And they're both eliminated.
Yeah. So he has one team left. It would be Washington.
Oh my gosh.
To go to the conference.
Oh
final.
yeah, I do the count. Yeah.
So sorry, Reeds, but
no, not for
hey,
you.
Yeah,
nice try.
So, right now, Perm,
he's killing it.
Yeah, Perm. Just so you know, we ain't paying you.
I told him what we were thinking on Sunday when I was playing with him.
Perm, if you win, I'll buy you some bush lights.
Right? Yeah.
I'll fill up your fridge.
Yeah. Oh, the downstairs fridge.
Yeah. Not
the little guy.
I'll get some Tito's and some bushes just for you. But yeah, other than that, guys, we'll be back next week. Yeah, either we'll post on the 20th or the 21st.
Yeah, just keep up with our Twitter. That's or X, whatever you want to call it. It's where we'll be usually kind of post for the games and stuff.
Yep.
We can kind of keep it up, especially like weekends.
Yeah, weekends we'll post game stuff. We try our best with stuff like that. It's just hard.
Yeah. Well, I work nights, so during the week it's tough when they play early like this.
So yeah, guys, again, subscribe to our channel here if you haven't. TikTok, Instagram, videos come out every day on those channels, guys, and also, like we said, Twitter/X, whatever. So other than that, guys, you guys have a good rest of your day or night, and we will see you guys next time.